better. Tech better, tech better. It's Nate and Dave to help you out with tips and tricks. It's what we're all about. To stay informed, you should listen. Teching better is our only mission, so power it on, click it in place. Your troubles are gone, smile on your face. Tech better. Tech better. Tech better.
Welcome to the Not Nerd Show. I'm Nate Heath, and we're here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
Tech better.
Tech better. The new test intro song, courtesy of Dave and Suno.
I couldn't help myself. I have spent an inordinate amount of time playing with that app. I paid the $10. I got the month subscription.
Yeah.
2,500 credits. It takes 10 credits to make 2 songs of your prompt.
Oh yeah,
And I'm down to like, I don't know, to like 1,500 credits now, 1,200 credits, something like that. I've blown through a bunch of them.
So we now have new intro music, individual intro musics for the next 200 episodes.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Yes.
Anyway,
and
lots of fun. I've been having good with it. Oh, man, look at this. We already have driveway cam.
Whew.
That.
People out walking the dog. Yes. Yeah, Suno, fun stuff. So stick around to the end of the episode. We will play the full version for you with all the lyrics. Good stuff. It is fun to play with. I haven't gone back since last week, but I actually posted the song that I created before about the phones to TikTok, Not Nerd TikTok today, just to see if anybody would be interested in that, but also asking what people think about AI music, because it's a lot of fun to play with and also
terrifying.
I
think terrifying is the correct word.
Yes.
But I've had a good time, and I even put in some lyrics from some songs I've written. I consider myself to be a better lyricist than musician. So having tools to help me create music on top of my lyrics is fun. I think it works really well.
I agree. It is fun. Man, my monitor is causing me issues today, but Dave, I do have a hat on.
I noticed that. It's very bright. And you're in a room that was very on par with the music we were playing, the kind of the 40s, 50s.
I completely randomly selected my prompt was 1940s man's office, and this is what it came up with. Now you'll notice the over there, large player typewriter there. Again, it's one of those things. There's about 10 typewriters in the image. I don't know why.
Why are there so many typewriters in these images?
Yeah, there's a couple on the desk and all kinds of random stuff. But then you selected that music, and they match together perfectly.
They do. It was like a match made in heaven. It's almost like we planned it, which we did not, because
we did not. Come on now.
Working ahead.
Yes, not our strong suit. Well, back to the hat.
Yes, I see that you have a hat there.
New one that I acquired this past weekend. It's not a Draplin, but it is CAT, Construction Equipment Solutions, which you might recognize from big heavy equipment.
Yes.
But it is in the Timbers colors. And when I was DJing Saturday night, I saw a couple that were both wearing these hats, and I went up to him and I said, "How much to buy that hat off of you?" And he said, $10,000. I said, "I collect hats. How much do you want for it?" And I said, "How about $10?" He goes, "Okay." They were giving them away for free at the game. Now I tried to look up to see if they have some sort of partnership with the Timbers, if it was for everybody at the Timbers game. I can't find anything online, but I got a new hat, and I like it.
That's awesome. I happen to know a guy who's an area sales representative for Caterpillar. who could
Oh,
probably get you another hat if you ask
nice.
nicely.
Hey, the more the merrier. I do accept donations and might compensate you
Mm,
for them at the same time. But a related tech story to
okay.
the Timbers, I saw that MLS, Major League Soccer Season Pass, drops price to $9.99 for rest of season and completely free for Apple TV Plus subscribers. So if you have Apple TV
Mm,
Plus, you can watch the rest of the soccer season for free. I forget what the full subscription price is. I enjoy watching the Timbers. It wasn't worth it for me to pay for the pass, but if you wanted to try it out and see what Apple's doing for Major League Soccer, you can do that for the rest of the season because I think you can get free trials of Apple TV Plus, or
mm.
I have it as part of my Apple One subscription, which I think
Well,
do you have the Apple One subscription, Dave? Are you
I
on that?
do. And to be honest, I had to wait until you talked about this story to remember, are the Timbers the soccer? Are
Yes.
they the baseball? Are they
No,
the
they are the Major
lacrosse?
League Soccer team.
Yeah.
There's the Portland Pickles and the Hillsboro Hops baseball
Yes.
teams and
Yes, yes.
Portland Trailblazers. Maybe
I've
you've
heard of
heard of
those.
them. And I did see this week that we are set to get a WNBA team
Oh, I'd watch
at
that.
some point. So, yeah, but yeah, Apple went in. They got the rights to Major League Soccer, and they've been doing that. Actually, when I get down to DJ on game nights, they're usually playing the games in there, so I get to watch a little bit of it, and it's through the Apple Stream. And
Hmm,
I mean, it's not like
nice.
it's a bunch of guys out there with camcorders or something. It
No,
looks
it's
good. It's
nice.
probably the same people that were doing it before, but yeah, so
Probably.
that's a nice little deal bonus. And it got me thinking too, because I see a lot of deals and stuff. If you guys want to hear about deals or specials, more of that kind of stuff, let us know and I'll keep an eye on that. I don't usually put it in because by the time you hear the show or watch the show, it might have expired and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
let
I
us know
noticed,
in the comments.
yeah,
Like and subscribe.
we
Ring
didn't
that
have
bell.
anybody in the comments. I'm not sure that our producer Todd is with us this
Yeah,
evening. He's probably doing some dumb
he's
thing
no
with
longer
school.
with us.
Yeah, he's no longer with us.
No, I was in since he's not here, I'll let you know I was listening to a brand new episode of the Mark and Toddcast
Oh,
before we started the show. So
okay.
uh,
I
don't forget
just
to check
finished
them out.
listening to the prior one.
Nice. Very
I,
nice. Well,
yeah.
unless you had anything to discuss about that prior episode of the Mark and Toddcast.
Well, it's just that I usually listen to it late, and when I have comments that are relevant, I text Todd, and he's like,
What are you
"What?
talking?
I don't remember what you're talking about." And I'm like, "On your show. I'm listening to it live right now." He's like, "We
Yes.
recorded that like 3 weeks ago. I don't remember anything."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the world of podcasts, though, and videos. You don't get to them right away, and get
Yeah,
behind on something, it's hard to get caught up. But
that is true.
true. But our main topic of the week,
Yeah.
we cannot escape Elon Musk and his companies. It was
No.
the NASA, Boeing, SpaceX story last week, and this week a big story. X, formerly known as Twitter, has officially been blocked in Brazil. Court demands Apple remove it from the App Store. Now, there is an update to this article that I linked to from Mac Rumors, I believe. Oh, no, 9 to 5 Mac. And it says, as this story unfolds, the Brazilian court has now softened the ban on X and no longer requires Apple and Google to remove the app from their respective stores. However, access to the social network is still blocked in the country. You can read the original story before. So they were telling
Yeah,
Apple and Google they had to remove it from the App Store.
which I think
They
is
were
dumb.
saying,
If Brazil
yeah,
blocks it, it shouldn't matter whether the app is in the store or not. It won't work.
yes, yes. And uh, in the article, it says Apple is yet to comment on whether it will comply. This is part of the original ruling, but um, there is a fine of, I don't see it mentioned here, but if you are in Brazil and try to use a VPN to be able to use X and you get caught, it's like a $9,000 a day fine
What in the
if they
world?
catch you. Yeah, they are not happy with Elon Musk and X. They cut off payment platforms. Now, the story is, and I was reading some more besides this article, uh, Brazilian law requires social networks operating in the country to have a local legal representative to deal with bureaucratic issues. Musk failed to comply with the Brazilian court and didn't appoint a legal representative. And now this was stemming out of the Brazilian Supreme Court to take down certain profiles considered harmful for spreading false information. Um, Especially since this is an election year in the country, which I will quick sidestep. And it's not even, it's like a half step, half shimmy. I saw something that this year is like the most countries having nationwide elections in forever. Like all the
Yeah.
stars have aligned in this year that basically everybody is doing
Yeah,
elections.
because
But yeah,
England did it, or the UK.
yeah. Yes, the UK, many countries are doing that, but this is a very interesting story. Of course, Elon has taken to X and made some posts. Obviously, his platform is, or his goal is free speech, and
Hmm.
Brazilian Supreme Court wanting to censor people on his platform goes against his mission there. And there, I believe the Brazilian law. Now, Dave, I wanted to find a picture of this Supreme Court justice. So there's a second link in there. And this story I just happened to find on Google is one of the top results when I search for this guy. Brazil's Bolsonaro to sue Supreme Court Justice Moraes for abuse of office. So this is the same Supreme Court justice. And this article's from 2022. So the president was going to sue his Supreme Court justice for abuse of office. Now, the whole reason I want to do it is right there, Dave. A picture of this guy who is oft compared to that him
Dracula?
whose name should not be
Oh,
spoken,
I
Lord
see.
Voldemort.
Oh, you spoke
Um,
it.
I spoke it.
He does look like Voldemort, and maybe like a pilgrim with this. What's this square thing action
Yes,
going on?
yes. So there is plenty of reports, and I'm sure there's reports on the other side that this guy's a little power hungry
Hmm.
down in Brazil. But yeah, just an interesting story. And again, we've talked about before with all these international companies, the amount of work they have to do to be compliant with
Yeah.
all the stuff that's come out in the European Union, the DMA or whatever it is over there, that all these hoops Apple's having to jump through, and X and Facebook, and it's I cannot imagine the legal fees. Oh, to be a corporate lawyer, to just try to read through every country's rules and which ones you're going to follow and which
Yeah.
ones you'll just pay the fine. But
It's crazy.
it is so weird. But yeah, X is still going, and he's trying to give, I saw he was going to try to give people free Starlink in
Oh,
Brazil so that they could still access X, because with Starlink you're not having to go through regulations, and
yeah.
it's he's got enough money that he can do things the way he wants to do it, and people have feelings on that.
Yeah, he likes to buck the system a lot,
Yeah.
and governments don't like that. They like to be in
Yeah.
control for some reason. It's weird.
Yes.
It's really weird.
Yes. There's Adam Controlla. Adam Carolla, he has a bit that he's been doing for many years on that, where it's there's people always talk about s- screw you money,
Yeah.
where they have enough money that they don't have to worry, and he likes to call it screw me money, where you have that much more money that you just really don't care about anything. And that's definitely, as one of the richest, and sometimes the richest man in the world, Elon Musk is
Yeah.
doing.
Yep.
Oh, well, you know what else is one of the world's richest men
What's
in
that?
knowledge? Dave's Pro Tip of the Week. That's
Well,
what we
I
call
don't
a
know about that
scratch.
because I'm way behind on this. I'm going to comment in our chat. Hey everyone, from my personal account because I want some
Ah,
participation here
there you go.
from our 2 viewers, which is me and
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, please comment. Please comment if you're watching. We want to hear from you.
So, and then I'm going to turn it off real quick because I'm getting distracted looking over there. The tip of the week comes from good friend of the show, Tyler. He doesn't really know that this is a tip of the week, but I kind of have been not utilizing a feature on AirPods that
Mm,
I really should use. So here's my AirPods.
yes.
And I have the new Meta glasses and I have
Oh, yeah.
my Nissan Leaf car. And this came to light for me about my AirPods. I'm often in this situation. I'll be at work, I'm on the ladder, I'm hooking up cables. I do IT stuff at work, and I'll be listening to a podcast and there'll be an ad and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I got to get one of my watch and go to my little thing and hit
Oh,
next,"
yeah.
or I got to get my phone out and I'm tapping the screen and I drop my phone down the ladder and I'm just like, there's got to be a better way to skip this ad. And I have my thing set up to where if you skip forward, it skips forward 90 seconds. And I'm in my car because I now have a car that has a Bluetooth. Prior to this,
Oh,
I
wow.
had to do workarounds. If I hit skip or next while I'm listening to my podcast, it doesn't go to the next podcast episode. It just goes forward the 90 seconds
Oh, yeah.
and I could
Yeah.
skip back. And then Tyler was talking about some new headphones he got. He got some new Sonos wireless ones, and he's like, just like on the AirPod thing, you can double tap to go forward and triple tap to go backwards, and he's doing it on his thing. And I think we were playing around with my Meta glasses, and he's like, "Yeah, the double tap will go forward, and the triple tap will go." I'm like, "Oh, that actually does work." And then I'm
Mm.
thinking, my AirPods, I always click them to pause and I click them to play, and I
Yes.
click and hold to do like noise cancellation
Oh,
or ambient noise. But if I go click click, it skips forward 90 seconds.
oh,
And I'm
nice.
like, this whole time I could have just been reaching up to my ear. So let me do a summary of what I just explained. If, and this will work for many Android applications as well, but if you're in the Apple ecosystem, pretty much any Bluetooth device that you connect to your phone to listen, a double tap on the button will skip forward to the next track or to the next chapter or to the next 90-second thing that you have set up on your application, and a triple will go back. I tried this with songs, I tried it with everything. And this goes clear back to when Apple had the wired headphones and they had the little switch on them.
Yep.
So they've carried that forward for the past 20 years. And it's taken me 3 years of owning AirPod Pro. Well, when did I get those? I have the first generation and they weren't
Yes.
new when they came
Probably
out. How long has the
2, 3
second
years.
generation been out? I think I got mine like 3 years ago,
Yeah.
maybe 4 years ago. Anyway, I've been doing it the hard way, is all I got to say. Using my
Yes.
phone when I could have just been going click, click. It
Do the
skips
click,
forward
click.
90 seconds past the commercial. If I go too far, I go click, click, click. It goes back 60 seconds or 30 seconds or whatever.
Very good.
Anyway, I don't want you out there in TV land to suffer the same fate of just ignoring a feature that's been around forever. So thank you,
Yeah.
Tyler, for
Yes.
awakening this enlightenment in my brain.
Very nice. And I'll do a little bonus pro tip on that.
Okay.
I never, ever in the history, in the 9 years, almost 9 years that we've had AirPods, 8 years, I've never done this, but I've heard my wife do it when she is in the kitchen doing dishes,
Of
as
course.
one does, and
Where
her
else
hands
would
are
she
wet. And
be?
she's yeah, exactly. She's listening to something, and she will invoke the lady assistant and say, "Skip forward a minute." And
Hmm.
it will skip forward a minute. So then she's
Yeah.
completely hands-free because they're covered in grease and soap and water. So
I
that's
have done that,
another
and
way.
I've
But
also used my watch, which should
yeah,
enable the lady of the watch,
the lady of the watch, the
the lady of the
seer of the
device.
yes. But yeah, some good tips because man, there's nothing worse than podcast ads, which is why we don't have any podcast ads,
And
only for that reason.
yeah, that's the only reason. And I'd like to mention, completely unrelated, that this episode is brought to you by Coke Zero, the refresh. No, I'm kidding. It is not. But Coke,
No,
if you want to sponsor me, I will drink this drink exclusively for the rest of my life.
nice, very nice.
Well, water too. I mean, I don't want to get kidney stones.
Yeah. Optional, optional. Well, I guess that means it's time for just the headlines.
And I do apologize. I think that my video occasionally is glitchy. So if you notice it, just ignore it, you at home.
Just ignore the glitches.
And
Yeah.
my daughter did leave a few moments ago when I was doing my tip of the week, but I wasn't adept enough to switch in time. So there's not much going on in the neighborhood.
A nice sunny September. I can't believe it's September evening.
Hey,
77
did you get a
degrees
weather
out.
alert today?
I did not notice a weather alert. No.
We got an excessive heat warning, and I'm looking outside. I'm like, I don't think so. Apparently, it's for like 4 days from now, 3 days from now.
Oh, yes.
They
it's
were
supposed
just
to get up near 100
preemptively.
again. Preemptively warning you.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, indeed. Well, let's do just the headlines. Google is developing AI that can hear if you're sick.
Scientists mount cameras on endangered sea lions to map Australia's ocean floor. Brilliant.
Hackers shut down heating in Ukrainian city with malware, researchers say.
Mm. NASA astronaut stuck in space reports strange noises coming from the troubled Starliner capsule. Burn it with fire.
Snapchat finally introduces native iPad support with its latest update.
$5 million worth of meth disguised as watermelons found at California Customs checkpoint.
And those are just the headlines. And quick update, the noises have stopped on the Starliner capsule, apparently.
I'm a bit of a spacey. You're a foodie, so I'm a spacer, a spacey guy. Yeah, very strange. I listened to it and it's weird, but it's not alien. It's emitting from the speakers in there. So just another thing that's screwed up on that Starliner from Boeing.
I was thinking this whole story is just like a Ridley Scott movie being filmed in real time.
It could be.
We're stranded on the space station. Oh, there's weird noises.
Yeah.
Oh, the Starliner explodes.
Yeah.
Elon Musk to the rescue with not Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Willis. They'll have
I was going to say Tom Cruise, because isn't he going to film a movie up in space in the space station?
I'm sure he is, while riding a motorcycle, of course.
Yeah. Well, there was a cliffhanger on the last Mission Impossible where he goes off a cliff.
Oh, spoiler alert.
It was in all the trailers, but he rides a motorcycle off a cliff, and that's kind of where the movie ends.
Oh,
because there's a part 2.
Rode off into space.
Yeah, he went to space, and you're gonna be like, that's where he went.
Every film franchise eventually ends up in space.
It
It's
does.
just how it goes.
You're referring to the Fast and the Furious, aren't you?
Yes, yes. And the Muppets, and what was another one?
James
I
Bond.
think Friday the 13th. I think they eventually went to
It's
space.
so dumb. It
Yeah,
is so dumb. Don't,
yeah,
unless your franchise starts in space or is about space, don't go to space.
yeah. Yes.
That's my tip. That's my tip of the week.
Avoid space. Yes.
It's my
Thank
pro
you
tip.
for that. Well, let us move on to our takes of the week.
Let
This
us.
first one I thought was funny. Huawei aims to upstage September 9 Apple event with trifold phone debut.
What? A
You thought
trifold?
a bifold phone was all the rage. Just wait for the trifold phones. It's like Gillette razors.
Yes.
Just add another razor.
So
Uh,
why isn't there a picture?
Because they've just teased it. They've just
Hmm.
teased it. But yeah,
The only thing I can
concept
read
of
on
a
this
three.
page is September 10th, 2024 at 12:30
Oh yeah, yes, because numbers.
or 2:30. Let's see, 14
2:30
minus 12.
local time,
2:30.
which it says translates to 11:30 p.m. Pacific time on September 9th.
Okay. I won't be
But
watching
much
that.
later than the Apple event. But if they think they're going to upstage
No.
Apple's event, but just a reminder, next Monday morning, the 9th, Apple will be holding their iPhone event, and we will be watching it live and then going live. So you can join us after that finishes for our take on everything released iPhones, Apple Watches, and it sure is seeming like AirPods news. So
Yeah. I'm
tune in
hoping.
next week for that.
My
Yeah, you've
AirPod,
got to be about ready for a new pair. I
my
burn
Pro
through a
ones
pair
have
every 6
performed.
months.
They performed exemplary, except one of them stopped working, and I traded it with one of my sons who lost his case.
Oh,
Not, I only have one son, but he lost his AirPod. One of
yes.
his, yeah, you get it. And then I think the other one had that problem where it like there's some factory recall thing on it or whatever. So I think they've both been replaced with.
Yes.
That's why they've lasted so long.
Well, if you ever need a second generation regular AirPod left ear, I ended up with an extra. Somehow I
Yeah,
did lose a pair, but I
I've got a
will
couple
remind the
singles
viewers that
floating around.
I
Oh
have
boy, oh boy,
my
that's come
AirPods
on.
museum here.
You have a
Uh,
problem. You have a
yes, I
problem.
have a problem, but it has been because Isla just turned 8 years old, and they came out a few months after they were born. So the AirPods are almost 8 years old now.
Hmm.
So it's wild, and I use them a lot. But
Yes,
if
you
you've been
do.
around for a while, you know that.
Well, I don't mean to brag, but with my Meta Ray-Ban glasses, I'm using them less because they
Yeah.
have speakers in them.
Yes,
But they're still
indeed.
great for many of my uses. So
Yes. Next up, a friendly reminder. I think we mentioned this before, but Disney's password sharing crackdown starts in earnest this September.
it doesn't just start kind of halfway.
No,
It
in
starts
earnest.
in earnest.
Ernest goes to password sharing
I was
crackdown.
thinking the same thing.
Yes, Ernest P. Worrell. Look him up, kids. That
Look him
was
up.
but yeah, just like every other streaming service, they're going to start cracking down. And apparently, it worked out well for Netflix. They seem to have
Yeah.
gotten a bunch more subscribers and making a bunch more money. So why wouldn't they?
Why?
But
Well, I mean, they were the guinea pigs, and now the
yeah,
entire industry is going to follow up and do the same thing.
yes, yes. It also says in the article, on top of the crackdown, Disney is raising prices across Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus starting in October. And Bob Iger says he's not concerned about losing subscribers over the price increase since the company is also adding ABC News Live
Oh,
and curated playlists that give the company pricing. How in the world is ABC News Live pricing leverage.
Now what would you pay?
Oh my goodness, that is the most delusional statement I have heard, and I've heard a lot of delusional statements.
Well, maybe a
But
bunch of olds will sit there and go, I want to watch live TV and I can get it for free on Disney.
oh
If you like
man,
ABC, I guess.
but always be looking out for deals on those streaming services. They can come in handy, and Black Friday and all that stuff. You can usually get something a little cheaper, but the prices keep on going up
They
because
do.
can't live without
You can't
ABC
even say
News
it without
Live.
laughing.
No, I can't. Oh, and we've got a little crypto
Oh,
watch.
boy. Whoop. There we go.
There it is. And one of these stories we always love to hear about political lobbying. And I think I might have mentioned this one briefly last week, or I can't remember, but using campaign finance data compiled by Open Secrets, the Public Citizen Report estimates that crypto corporations have
Wait a
spent
minute.
at least
Am I in the
a
wrong
hun-
story? I'm on the wrong
uh,
story. I'm sorry. There we go. I was
there
confused.
you go.
There we go.
Yes. Crypto corporations have spent at least 119 million with an M in the 2024 election through Q2. That's nearly half of all corporate money spent in this cycle, or 48%, which is nearly half.
It is nearly half.
Somebody needs some extra words for their article.
Yeah, they
And
do.
it doesn't include millions of dollars donated by individual crypto executives. Oh, yeah.
So let's just say crypto is spending a lot of money to influence our
Yeah.
government. And
Yeah.
I mean, Nate, go ahead and say it. We are what?
The most nonpartisan tech podcast on the internet.
That's right. But there are some candidates who are doubling down on the crypto.
Yes.
So anyway,
Yeah.
maybe a lot of these, maybe there's some money exchanging hands. So, I mean,
we know there's a lot of money exchanging hands, but that is crazy that 48% of corporate lobbying has been crypto
related.
company. You tell it's a very thing. And I will check in on the Bitcoin price. We haven't done that in a
Okay.
while.
I'm
And
so
I'm
excited.
going to look at the last 1 month. The current is $56,741.80. The high, it was up to 65, just above 65,000, and the low, it was at 49,000. So it's had a nearly $16,000 swing over the last month, and it's kind of hovering in the middle at this time.
Yeah, it's
So,
kind of down. When it dropped a while back, I bought a couple $100 because I knew it was going to spring back up. And like the old meme with the old guy, they told me to buy the dip, but it just
Yes.
keeps dipping.
yes.
So
Which
there you
is
go.
also another great reminder: do not take financial advice from us.
Never. Please never do.
We both own some crypto, and it has not worked out well for us.
We
Uh,
we had some, let's put it this way. We bought crypto to sell it for profit, and we still own crypto.
yes,
There you go.
yes, indeed. And one more, I had never heard of this site. Maybe had visited it, but didn't remember. Gannett is shuttering reviewed site accused of publishing AI product reviews. So, newspaper giant Gannett, are you
I've heard of
familiar with?
Gannett.
Okay, is shutting down Reviewed, its product review site, effective November 1st. And they had all kinds of product recommendations, much like Wirecutter or any of the other hundreds of sites. But Reviewed staff publicly accused Gannett of publishing AI-generated product reviews. Now, it is interesting. They were using the same marketing firm Reviewed was that Sports Illustrated was using, and they got in trouble for doing a bunch of AI content stuff. So
Come on, guys. Either do
Yes.
it right or don't do it.
Yes, and they're
This is
using fake authors where they're buying AI generated images of authors that
well,
then they use to tagline the stories and or byline the stories. And
what was the I don't think we talked about it, but there was a Mac website that went under
oh yeah,
Mac
I
something.
forget which
One
one
of the
it
Mac
was.
websites. And I was listening on the John Gruber show. He had one of the persons who used to work there.
Oh,
And what they did is they shut the site down, but the way the URLs and domains are handled, some guy bought it to get
yeah,
all the Google juice and then like re-downloaded content from archive.org
previous.
and then had archive.org or sorry, had AI rewrite the articles, but he attributed the new articles to the current staff, used their real names, but used AI pictures of them, and then attached them to just random articles. Not articles that they had written that had been AI changed, just I'm going to randomly. So Christina Warren was one of the people.
Oh,
And it's like, why didn't he just make up new names? And no one
yeah,
would have ever known.
yeah, yeah. Nobody
So
would have
dumb.
ever. Oh, it was the unofficial Apple
Apple,
weblog.
yeah.
The
Tua.
headline here is Tua returns as a gross zombie AI generated garbage site. That was from Six Colors and Jason Snell over there, and that was
Yeah.
via Christina Warren also. But yeah, what a mess that
Yeah,
all this stuff.
that was a mess. So
But that's why
so
you
this
turn
stuff
into not
happens.
nerd. We don't do anything AI. No AI music. No
What?
AI backgrounds.
Uh uh we might have a legal disclaimer at the end of this, but
Yes. Yes, indeed. Well,
well,
let us
besides music
after
and backgrounds, we don't do anything
yet.
yet.
um, after those two gems of story, that whole happy section of news, let us get to our bonus odd take, which I've got doubled. The first one is a fun video that I came across and it's a YouTube link, and it is a shot on iPhone 15 Pro Max by me. No gimbal, no lens, no filter. And that me is not me. It is uh,
The person.
iPhone Do YouTube channel. But he took the caption on the video. It says, "Shot on iPhone." I cannot talk tonight.
Wow.
iPhone 15 Pro Max. No gimbal, extra lens, or filter is used. I shot all of the footage using the stock camera app to an external drive in ProRes format, edited in Final Cut Pro X. I put this video together from over 1,000 video clips I shot between September 2023 and August 2024. And he plays Jim Carrey's commencement address at MIU over it. So it kind of
Hmm.
gives it a little bit of story, but it is just really fun to see. They're all pretty short clips, but just what you can do with an iPhone in video these days.
Yeah, they
It's
look
pretty,
great. So he didn't
yeah.
grade the color or do anything. It's
He must
all
have done some color grade since he did ProRes, but he didn't say he used. Oh,
oh,
so he didn't use like any external, like a lighting filter
I
on the
see.
phone. I think is what he's claiming, but he probably color graded it from
Yeah.
the ProRes. Which I will remind people, unless you are a professional videographer that is doing high end video, I can not give you a reason to shoot in ProRes.
No.
The default camera settings. I mean, I tried it out and it's like it's just here's what it is. It's a lot of extra work to go in and apply your LUTs and do color grading and all that stuff when the default video is very, very good. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's only if
uh,
you want to color grade it and get some different looks that aren't
yes.
naturally there.
Yes, and he does have over 600,000 subscribers on YouTube, and it actually in his it's probably a default thing he does in the description. He has all of his main cameras. He has 4 high-end Sony cameras. He's got a bunch of Sony lenses, all this professional audio stuff, all this lighting, other cameras and video editing stuff. So he's got a bunch of links to all the tools
So he just
he uses, but
made himself regret buying all those cameras.
all that gear. Yes. I've had discussions with you and with friend of the show, Wes, that why would you buy anything? There's certain use cases, but for most cases, we probably talked about on the podcast too.
Yeah.
Having a
So
high-end modern smartphone is going to be probably way more than you need.
so to bring up my trip again, I was having trouble.
Yeah.
I'm still having a little trouble with synchronization of my photos, but I couldn't do this one last time. Let me see if I can find it now. But I took a picture of a chipmunk, and let's see if I can share it too. Yeah, so here's an example of something that you can't easily do with an iPhone. So this is not,
Wow.
it's just the thumbnail.
Okay.
It's not the high res download of it, but when you have the high res download, it is sharp and clear. You can see the hair on his ears clearly. You can see the sparkle in his eye. It's all sharp and crisp, and it's got this really shallow depth of field. So for something like that, you kind of need a camera with a big lens, because I was probably 6 feet away from him, and then I zoomed in. I didn't, to do that with a phone, I could have did the 5x, but more of the background would have been in focus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you could get close, but to do really sharp subject
field.
separation from the background.
Yeah.
So there are situations where you need to do it or have a different phone, but for especially for video, you don't.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing a lot of video like that.
No, the stabilization on the iPhone is, if you're moving it all and that stuff, they're doing some magic in there. So that is a good reminder. And the bonus odd take was a video I came across. I think I've shared some Danny MacAskill in the past. He is a professional bicyclist, and he does all these amazing mountain biking and kind of trick biking. But he did this one. It's called Do a Wheelie, and it was actually put out 2 years ago. I might have seen it 2 years ago, but it is an amazingly fun video of him doing a lot of wheelies and other people doing wheelies and all these different shots and cut shots. So again, video work. I do not believe he used an iPhone for this one. He probably used a professional video crew, and Adidas was involved with it. But this guy is so fun to watch. And this video was just a fun video to watch. So I thought I'd throw it in the show links and discuss it.
Fun.
And
yeah. Hey, I just because we were on the topic, I was able to load that high res picture.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Count the hairs.
So
is wild.
You'd struggle to do that with an iPhone.
No, yeah, the iPhone has got that fake digital blur on it on the portrait mode stuff where it's trying to do that. But that is great
for
shot.
99%.
Yeah.
So I shared a few of the pictures from our trip on Facebook, and you would probably be surprised which ones are iPhone, which ones are Sony camera with a big lens, and which ones are Meta glasses. There's one with a waterfall that I liked better and it was for my Meta glasses. I was just like, I like this one better. Yeah. And it's got the worst camera of all of them.
Yeah. That's wild. But yeah, wild. Especially if you're putting it on social media, they're cutting down quality and processing it afterwards. So yeah.
Yeah. So the best camera,
not to knock your high end or your mid end Sony camera, your DSLR.
The best camera is the one that you have with you. That is such a true statement.
It is very true. Well, you know what else is true, Dave?
What's that?
Our picks of the week.
You got such a big mic there.
Yes.
You got your YouTube mic. So my pick, with Nate and Dave to help you out, is I tried to copy the link here. Let's try it again. One more time as I stall.
I've got a pro tip, because we
Oh.
do our show notes in Apple Notes. If you paste a link in there, it'll just put the text. But if you hit enter afterwards, it will make it a hyperlink automatically. So
Yes, I did not do that. So I had to copy and paste a link. So I bought this. I kind of bought it quick. And I did it because, you know, I got a different car. And I kind of said the next car I buy is going to have CarPlay. But when you buy a cheap used car, you're kind of limited by. And so
No.
I told myself, I'm going to install a radio that has CarPlay, but then it can get really expensive. And so you see all these compromises that are happening. So I compromised, and for $120 got this little beauty. Is a LAMTTO. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that
everybody's
correctly.
favorite brand.
Yeah, LAMTTO. Wireless CarPlay and Android Auto with 4K dash cam, 9.26 inch portable
Protable.
CarPlay screen for car, 1080p backup camera, digital media receivers with voice control, Bluetooth, G-sensor, GPS mirror link.
Wow.
Yeah.
A
So
lot of things.
what is this? This is an external CarPlay head unit that you can put in any car. And yes, I did take it with me when we went to Crater Lake in the Pathfinder, because you can put it in any car you want. And I'm like, this is great. So what can I do with this guy? Well, I can do CarPlay. But that gives me maps on the dashboard. So my phone can be turned off, or it can be on music, or it can be on the other part of maps where it shows you the turn-by-turn directions. And there's a big giant persistent map in front of you, which is nice. It's got a built-in dash cam, which I don't need in the Pathfinder, but I do need it in my new car.
Yeah.
The problem is it's designed to kind of be on your dash, and so it's a little low.
Oh,
But hey,
yeah.
something's better than nothing. And it's got a cable that you can run around that will put a second in the back of your car.
Oh.
And so I have one looking out the back, and it's all recorded into this head unit on an SD card. And from the head unit, you can use the touchscreen to look at video that you've taken and all that stuff. I don't know what this other, you can, if you hardwire it into your power, it can do a 24/7 record.
Gotcha.
But so what do I like and what do I dislike about it? I dislike this video. It is terrible video. What are they even doing? That is terrible.
It's a vertical video, by the way, I can see on my screen.
Yeah. So it was really small. The screen itself is very shiny. It came with one of those peel off things that said with like instructions printed on it. It was a much better experience with that
with the matte cover
frosted
on it.
sticker on there, but you peel it off, it is hyper reflective. So I think I'm going to try to find a screen protector that's matte and put over the top of it, but it's fine. It's just, I don't love that. It's a little slow. The touch sensitivity is not great, but for what you pay for this thing, it's worth $120. It was going to cost me, I think, over $600 for a CarPlay stereo. And then I have to install it myself or buy some kit from Crutchfield that has all the harnesses or take it to Car Toys and have them do it. So it's a bargain. And in my car, it's got, let's see if I can show you. You can barely see it right where the trees stop on my windshield. It's sitting there above my center console. So it almost looks like it's integrated with the car. So it's kind of nice. So anyway, that's my pick of the week. There's a $30 coupon right now if you don't want to pay retail price of $150. $30
Four
off.
stars on 176 ratings, and it says 300 plus bought in the last month. So
Yeah. And I'm making a little video, unboxing
nice.
video and setup that I'm desperately trying to finish to put on our website so that
Oh,
or on
no
YouTube.
rush, no rush. We don't want to start get people watching videos on our channel.
I
Yes,
know.
I've got a couple of those on my list. But yeah, that looks like a very cool setup. So then do you have it wired into do you have like a aux into your stereo to play through the speakers, or
It can play out through FM radio transmitter.
okay.
If you remember those.
Nice. Hey, that's the hottest thing on our YouTube channel is your
Yeah.
Bluetooth FM transmitters.
It can play through aux out, that'll plug directly into your aux, or it can do Bluetooth. And it's a little weird because what happens is and it has a speaker on it too. Let's say you're in a rental truck.
Yeah.
You can just play it right out of the speaker. So the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connect to it, but then my phone connects to my car Bluetooth. And so the audio is going directly to my car, even though the CarPlay is going into this unit.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's kind of the way it works. So it's not really connected to it for audio at all.
Yeah.
But it does have a Bluetooth connectivity, which will play it through the speakers, through the aux, or through the FM transmitter to your stereo. So you can wirelessly transmit anything to it, and it's got a multitude of options to get the audio back out of it. So
very nice.
There you go.
Well, that looks like a very nice option. I might have to check it out.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And see what it is, and
You
maybe
can see it on Monday.
Yeah, and I could get for my CRV, I could get a tape to audio adapter to run it into.
You
Because
could.
mine is pre-aux jack.
Or just
I do have the 6-disc changer in there, though. So
well, just use the FM transmitter.
Yes, I've never had good luck with that. But as FM radio stations continue to die off, I'm sure it's working better now.
Yeah.
Well, my pick of the week is a little bit simpler, and it's kind of a multi-purpose pick. AirTags. I just wanted to bring up Apple AirTags again. They're very nice to have. As I've mentioned before, I rarely lose things, but if I do, it's nice to have an AirTag on them. And I believe I picked these before. This was my previous little keyring holder for the AirTag, just a very simple little thing.
Silicone?
Yeah, very simple silicone. But luckily, the top broke. That's not the lucky part. The lucky part is I happened to notice, and it was in the chair next to me. It wasn't on the street somewhere, which I did lose another AirTag that way. So I said, you know what? I'm going to invest in some new AirTag keychain holder things. So I went on Amazon, I looked around, and I got the IPX8 waterproof AirTag keychain holder. Why it needs to be waterproof? I have no idea, but it is waterproof. And here's my lovely keys. And there is the AirTag holder. It comes with a nice metal carabiner ring, and it's got a little cover that pops in there to make it waterproof. It kind of implies on the Amazon page that maybe it like floats, but with the rest of my keys, I don't think it's going to float. But the reason why I went with it is a 2-pack for $7 plus a coupon with Amazon Prime.
That's a good price. So the exterior is a hard plastic, and the insert is a little silicone thing, probably.
It's all silicone. It's all soft. Let me get the other one out of here.
So why would you continue to buy soft ones if you've had trouble with 2 of them ripping through?
Well, I don't necessarily know that the other one ripped through, but this has got a much sturdier, that's much more solid than this little flimsy, how it lasted that long. And I mean, that one lasted quite a while, and I'm pretty hard on my keys because I keep them on my belt. But yeah, it's... And
nice.
the little cover, it's all bendable and it's nice and soft. And I went with black. They have quite a few colors, if I remember. Yeah,
they have a multitude of colors here. You can get 4-packs, 2-packs, no 1-packs.
Yeah. And going
Some of
back
those.
to the deals I was talking about earlier, you can often find deals on AirTags. As much as we love Apple, I would rarely recommend buying things just full price from Apple
Yeah.
because, like the AirTags and AirPods, always look on Amazon or look on a deal site, and you can find some discounts. But yeah, for under $7, I got 2 new AirTag holders, and I'm back in business on my keys.
I think that's pretty sweet.
Yes, yes, indeed. And if you would like either of those picks, you can go to notpicks.com where we post up our previous picks with Amazon affiliate links so that you can support the show and get some of the great gadgets, etc., that we talk about.
Hmm.
I'm going to have to update that summer better list. Maybe we'll do back to
Fall
school
better?
better,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
I have a picture of a guy
Um,
tripping.
yeah, there you go. Because I do plenty of that. But yeah, so we got the picks from last week and beyond. So many good things on there. There is a plethora, and there's still. I've got to go back in the archives and keep adding some of our older picks because there's picks that I've forgotten about that we ever picked.
And
But
your Photoshops are so great. I mean, look at
oh,
this.
I'm trying.
You didn't
And I
make the
do.
hat thing.
No, I
No.
didn't do that. But
Uh,
I will tell you on each of the product pages, you can. Oh, and we lost Dave's video
oh,
there, but
what happened?
um, I couldn't tell you
Oh,
on the
just keep
product
going.
pages. I do link to the video, the spot in the YouTube video and the spot in the podcast video, so you can hear what we had to say about the products. And I will
Hmm.
still encourage you to go leave reviews on products that you know about or have used on there, that you can leave a review, and that just helps get the visibility and helps other people know, hey, it wasn't just Nate and Dave that liked this product. Other
Other
people liked it
people.
too. So,
I think my camera overheated. What's the
oh,
temperature in here? It's only 77 degrees.
yeah, that shouldn't be.
That's baby temperature right there.
That
Baby.
is baby temperature. But we also do have, because you guys have been more and more, we thank you for going through our Not Picks links for Amazon affiliate account. And I go look at the anonymous reports. So we have a Ramazon purchase of the week. And I am very curious about this one. Someone purchased the DeWalt 20 volt max wet dry vacuum, cordless and corded, versatile power source, portable shop vacuum, tool only. Now, I have recently entered the DeWalt tool line. I purchased a driver and drill DeWalt, so I have a couple batteries. So I would love to know how well this thing works, because the DeWalt batteries, you can just slap them on just about anything these days. And somebody purchased this. It's $137.95, 4.5 stars on 7,762 ratings.
Wow.
That's pretty good. So
I kind of need a shop vac. This looks much more compact than the giant trash bucket
yeah,
styles.
yeah. I don't know now. Famously, I've talked before about how my wife's love for all things vacuum cleaner and the various vacuum cleaners we
Hmm.
have. Multiple Wise vacuum cleaners. We have
Yeah.
an Anchor vacuum cleaner. We have a couple others, but yeah, to have a high-powered shop vac like this, especially for my car, which desperately needs it after this summer,
Yeah.
I might be
I
looking into getting one of these.
I love how compact that is.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know what I can
and
do?
that's a nice thing with the DeWalt is, if you have the batteries, then you just have to buy the tools and
So
keep using the batteries.
does that thing run off a battery? It said.
It will do both. It's got a cord to plug in, and then you can also slap a DeWalt
But
battery
look at
on the
this.
side.
If you buy that and then you buy previous pick of the week from both of us, the Blue Eddy Power
Oh, yeah.
Station, perhaps it has enough amperage to run that thing off of this battery, and you can just take it
Probably.
around. Who knows?
Probably. There you go.
I
See,
did try it
tying
with
those
the
picks together.
tried it with a coffee maker. It trips it. That's too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I knew
Ah,
that going in.
trips too much. Common theme tonight. Me tripping over words. Our fall better list that we'll be
Fall
making.
better.
Fall better. Well, with that, I think we will wrap it up. And as teased, we will play you out with Dave's one of Dave's Suno creations that we gave you a tease of at the beginning. It's a fun little jaunt in the musical world.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Don't forget, like and subscribe.
Up there, tech better.
Tech better, tech better. It's Nate and Dave to help you out with tips and tricks. It's what we're all about. To stay informed, you should listen. Teching better is our only mission, so power it on, click it in place. Your troubles are gone, smile on your face. Tech better, tech better, tech better. With product reviews at the speed of light and picks of the week to keep you warm at night. With weekly tips that are always fine, exciting new hacks and just the headlines.